And if I fall short or don't do justice to my introductions, I would like to charge the dual conspiracies past District Secretary Comitinsay and past President Ken Gonzalez for putting me in this predicament. Indeed, this is a difficult task. I say difficult because how do you introduce someone whose solid rock good name precedes him? How do you make an introduction to a man whose solid rock, good track record, and performance precedes him? How, indeed? So, to past District Secretary Tony and past President Ken, if I fall short and I don't do justice to this introduction, the blood is in your hands. Mayor Ronnie, as he is known among his constituents in this city, values integrity, proactivity, faith, and community in service to the people. I watched his political star rise in City Hall. Before becoming the chief executive of the city, he served the city in 1997 as Sangguniang Panlungsod Secretary and was elected as city councilor in 2004. He ran as the city's vice mayor and served as such in 2007, 2010, and 2013 elections. In 2016, he was appointed as Philippine Health Insurance Corporation Board of Directors and recently served as Gender and Development Focal Point Person of the Capiz provincial government. He was born in this city in October 4 of 1969 to former Capiz 1st District Congressman Rodriguez Dadivas and Carmen Tinsay Dadivas. He is married to Joanne Beatriz del Rosario Dadivas, with whom they have 3 children, Jaime Miguel, Ariana, and Enrico Rodriguez. His first term as the mayor of this city did not come without challenges, but he faced these challenges and focused on serving his people with his hands-on governance style. His governance thrust is summarized in the acronym CHANCES, which means cleanup and beautification, health and wellness, agriculture and aquaculture support, negosyo at trabaho, community and infrastructure development, education, environment, and social services. The COVID-19 pandemic is the biggest challenge to Mayor Ronnie's administration, as to all administrations in the world, because we were all caught off guard by the gravity of the virus. And since its beginning of the pandemic, he established the UPUD program, Unified Pandemic Operational Development, hinged on proactivity, prevention of infection, impact mitigation, rehabilitation, and recovery. One of the flagship programs of this program is the Bugas para sa Rojas, which distributes rice monthly to 35,000 families all over the city. Indirectly, this has impacted the spread of the virus by addressing food security, which is often the reason why people leave their houses and explore alternative sources of income. Currently, Roa City consistently records low new cases daily, or what we term as the daily attack rate, as a result of its various programs to combat this pandemic. Even as the city has pulled a significant share of its funds to address the pandemic, to include the construction of its own RT-PCR laboratory, isolation facilities for both mild and moderate cases, as well as invested in the purchase of vaccines. The balance has been kept with vital investments into infrastructure, education, as well as revitalization of the local economy. Mayor Romy always looks to the future. He always anticipates things. He is an epitome in local governance. Mayor Ronnie's battle cry remains to be, kung magbinuligay kita, malambuwasan natin ang tanan. Or if we help each other, we can surpass everything and anything. Friends and Kiwanis, let me give you the visionary Mayor Ronnie Insay Capiz.
Anong pangalan sa nag-introduce?
Sit down. So, baka ko na yung grupo mo. We're about to start the mass. Glenn, thank you very much for your kind and very generous introduction. No difficult task can a man be introduced with the conspiracy of doing justice in my official and personal function. Otherwise, if you go beyond that, you will not in my official and business capacity, during the time we were together, you were doing injustice in your introduction. Salamat din. Sa aton, mga kapitan ng subong. To the man, one of the pillars and pioneer of the birth of Kiwanis Club of Capiz. A man whose altruism and generosity can be felt only by his family, friends, and peers. It can be felt by all or across sections of the society. I'm referring to no other than District Governor Joaquin Tutol Mato. Thank you for inviting me. Were it not for you, I may not be here. Thank you very much. To our Lieutenant Governor, Attorney Luis Morales, unknown to many, she worked as the legal officer of Roa City during my first term as Vice Mayor. She served for barely a year and then decided to go into private practice. To the newly installed or set of officers and members of the different Kiwanis. Let me enumerate according to ages. Kiwanis Club of Golden Capiz, President J.P. Avelino and his officers and members. Kiwanis Club of Capiz Paliteños, headed by Mr. President Attorney Alvi Advincula and the other officers and members. Kiwanis Club of Ampayo, headed by its president, Mr. Jomel Dayano, and his officers and members. Kiwanis Club of Capiz Nightingale, by its president, Jem Rose Oreta, and her officers and members. And last but not least, the president of Capiz, Kiwanis Club of Capiz Entrepreneurs. Its president, Jose Fulgencio del Rosario, or Pepe, and his officers and members. This is the last one, the one in color white. They are the Kiwanis Club of Entrepreneurs, but later will be the Drinkpreneurs. Drinkpreneurs. I foresee that they will be the one who will enjoy most of the time after my speech. First of all, let me congratulate all the newly elected officers and members of the various clubs of Kiwanis. And this induction this afternoon is an embodiment, truly an embodiment of your dedicated service to the welfare of our city and also the province of Capiz. As what Glenn said, we've been through a lot of challenges. Nag-adi Ursula. Right after Ursula, wala pa kita napahuway. March 15, itiglara na state of calamity ang bilog ng Pilipinas. We were caught unaware, indeed, because nobody expected that there will be this kind of disease that will affect or stop the entire world. So, with these challenges, I know, like you, we're all hoping that someday or soon, we will get this pandemic over. We are all very exposed there. We are all drained. The challenge continues. Most especially to the medical and frontliners of the city, the province of Capiz. But what makes us continue doing our job is because we've seen from the private sector that you were there during the time when we needed the most. The city government cannot do it alone, or the government officials cannot do it simply by itself. And Kiwanis Club, and like any other city clubs, step up and rose to the situation. And I would like to thank profoundly Kiwanis Club for always being a positive influence to our community. I know you're charitable programs like feeding the hungry, the children, may mana, food, or food stuff na kung ginahangad, and a lot more. Helping in your own little way is already a big help for the city. Thank you for that program. Your program were aligned to the program or programs of the city government. Allow me to report to you. I will take this opportunity to tell you what we did for Rojas City. What we did, when I say we did, all of us together. This is something inclusive, participative, and collaborative. We never thought that we can only do it alone. As I said, we can battle this pandemic and we can only overcome this if we work together. And that's always been my bottom line mantra. One, gusto ko matambal kay gusto ko ang ginahimo collectively. What we plan, do, and act is what we chart the course of our future. It is not only for us, but for our children and the next generation. If we do it well, then tomorrow will be a better place for all of us. If you plant a tree now, the shade of the tree will be benefited by the children of tomorrow. And we have to do it now. And the time, as always said, is always right to do it. There will never be delay, or there will never be procrastination. It's always time is of the essence. And if we do it now, and if we can do it, we will make a better place for all of us. Let me expound to you the flagship program under this administration. Glenn mentioned about bugas para sa Tagarojas. We're serving 45 to 48,000 families in Rojas City at 10 kilos of rice monthly. That is part of our food security program to ensure na wala gutom sa bilog ng Rojas City. Kaya kung wala gutom, most especially when we are classified as the high risk, kung wala gutom, people will not be forced to go out. People will cooperate. There will be no problem as to the peace and order. It's because we provide them the basic need, that is bugas para sa Tagarojas. Second, we cannot allow the pandemic nga pabayaan ka lang na ituod kita. We have to act and we have to anticipate. And this is the reason we were the first LGU to establish the RT-PCR or the molecular lab right here in Corpus Botanicus, Rojas City. As early as May of 2020, when the pandemic started March 15, we already initiated this plan to purchase this containerized molecular lab. Why? Because this is the only chance that we can detect and determine if you are positive or negative. During that time, ang ato nga RT-PCR lab, we depend so much sa Iloilo. dito sa Western Visayas Medical Center. And there was a time nga ang ato resulta, it took a week or more before natin mahibaluan ang resulta. So how can we respond? How can we encourage quarantine or isolation so that there will be a stop to the spread of the COVID virus kung wala kita sini? So I, together with Glenn and the rest of the team of the Rojas City government, decided to procure and establish the first molecular lab in Western Visayas. And that was really a risk for all of us. Wala man kami kabalo, kung maayo ba lang ini o hindi, kung ini magiging successful o hindi. But we took the risk. As a leader, sometimes we have to make a calculated risk. And when we make calculated risk, that means you have to be prepared for the consequences or implications of that decision. And thanks God, I did not fail Rojas City residents. After months, we already giving out ayudas, financial support, subsidy to the COVID patients, families, close contacts, and everyone, for them to sustain and make ends meet sa ila ng pamabuyan. We took care of those nga hindi kasama sa ila hospital, whether it is COVID or not. We paid in several hospitals. We entered into a memorandum of agreement. And I would say, Shahid can attest to that. We made a memorandum of agreement with the different hospitals in order to ensure that if and when the most affected or the needy, walang ginatod nga mga kasimanwa nga hindi kagwa sa ospital. Wala ikabustarang ibayan patagaan natin financial assistance through a guarantee letter, kainang guarantee letter to serve as payment deduction to their hospital bills. All in private hospitals, including government hospitals here in Rojas City. We took care sa nila nga burial. We also entered into a memorandum of understanding with the crematorium funeral home in Iloilo and as well as all funeral parlors here in Rojas City. It's because we anticipate that there will be a lot of people nga madisgrasya sa COVID. So, when we prepared for that, kami na-anticipate na namon ang mga na-infect, ang nagpatay sa COVID, immediately, hindi man kaasikaso ang ila pamilya. So, sino ang nag-asyumag? Still the Rojas City government. Kami nagbayad sa ila cremation, kami nagbayad sa ila na lubong, as long as within lang sa limitations natin. Gusto sunod, may certain amount lang kami dinhatag. Kung indigent ka, hindi ka man pwede kapagitan sa lumon na 200,000 people. Pesos. So, we limit it to 35,000. So, 35,000, pag hindi ka kasama, the city government will take care of your burial services, including sa iyong cremation mo, pag wala ka, if you go directly, you will pay that much. But if you force to the city government, we will pay less because we have that agreement already. give justice, the social justice and social services components which is vital in the governance of the city government is present sa amon gihimo sa subong sa mga sitwasyon. But we never forget sa mga kinahanglan. Like we have the transport sector. Naghatag kami ayuda sila. Either to tupad, ang tupad is a Dolly project, but we initiated, it's the effort of the city government na naka-access kami sa pondo sa national government para mahatag namon sa mga tricycle drivers, jeepney drivers, inang mga nakikita niyo walang gate. We also took care sa aton mga estudyante by giving scholarship. Amid na online ang aton nga pag-eskwela. We also gave out several ayuda or support sa aton solo parents and senior citizens. And also, our teachers nga ara sa private sector. So, all of this is part and parcel of the administration's responsibility and obligations. These three are important components, but we never set aside ang kinanlaman ng progress ng Rojas City. This year, 2021, we started doing some repair of roads, road concreting, maintenance of barangay roads. We even illuminated major streets and thoroughfares of Rojas City. Makita niyo naman siguro kaya klaro naman, kung mag-agi ka mo sa mga tasada niya ini, mayong kakasatahon, nakita nyo na mapawa. From Barangay Tansa, going to the city proper, sa una, kadulong-dulong sila, subong mapawa na. Ang boulevard, bye-bye, and other major streets in Papawas na. What's the reason behind naman gikay utang sugat? When we give life, kan mapapawag natin ang kalsada, it gives hope to our people. It gives hope that there, at the end of the tunnel, there will be light. So, muna ginapapawag natin kay tungod kinanglanon para sa atong mga pumuluyo. And ang infrastructure, I have to report to you that what iniluhan ang ilang esplanade, we're going to have it also here in Rojas City. Kagdala ka umpisa sa may bridge sa San Roque, PATC going to Altabas, Pavilla, and also Washington. And hopefully, we keep on dreaming that we can make the river, Panay River, just like in Venice, we can make Panay River as Venice of Rojas City and Capiz. Now let me report to you as to COVID. Kaya ang COVID, ang munisubong ang aton pinaka-importante na buwan. Health is vital. You can have everything, but if your health is not okay, you will lose everything. So we make sure na ang kaayong lawas ng ating Tagarawa City masigurado na safe. Right now, we have only 139 active cases in Rojas City, with 175 deaths, for a total of COVID cases na 4,608. Pag-imulang taon, big microscopic perspective, kumpara sa aton nga sitwasyon kag sa aton mga neighboring cities and provinces, kita ang ay pinakagamay ng ato. This is because we work together as a team. This is because the government, the private sector, the church, the religious sect, the academic, and all our citizens of Rojas City are working closely. Nagkapo pala pwede suporta sa atin. And we are very happy. And I am sincerely happy because nahimo ini, not because of me, not because of the City Hall, not because of only a few persons, but each one of us contributed to manage COVID cases here in Rojas City. Palangka nato ng Rojas City. This is the place where we work, live, and enjoy life. So we really have to take care of our city. We have to make sure that everyone is vaccinated. As of the present, Rojas City nakabakuna na, has vaccinated 38,000 people. Out of the 114 adult populations, was our target to be vaccinated. That 38 comprises only 22 to 26%. Doing fine. But the good thing is 40,000 nakabakuna na sa first dose. So if you compute 38 plus 40,000, that's around 78,000 people. And hopefully soon, disperse those vaccines. Kung ma-complete nila ang second dose, they will become fully vaccinated. And I'm happy also to report to you that very recently, the Department of Health, during our meeting with the BILG and the COVID Task Force, as well as the Secretary, ENVO, Rojas City was listed as priority for COVID vaccines starting November this month, coming month. So kung sa subong, nagabakuna na kami on the average of 837 on the average daily. With this forthcoming bakuna na paghahatag sa aton sa Department of Health and itungod with priority kita, mga 3,600 na ang madala o mabakunahan natin kada adlaw. That's equivalent to times 3 or threefold the number of vaccines. Now the challenge again, harap ng bakuna. Sa una may scarcity. And we clamor, saan po pa maabot ang bakuna? Saan po pa kita mapabakunahan? Saan upa kay sampuna na reklamo na una sila kami nuli. This time, ari na ang bakuna. But the challenge is, paano kita makakuha sa kumuluyo na magpabakuna adlaw-adlaw sa number na 3,600. So we really have to campaign. We really have to educate our residents because some of them have that vaccine hesitancy. May mga hambal na amuni, hindi sila mapapakuna, kaya sila mag-zombie. May nagahambal, hindi sila mapapakuna, total tigulang naman lang sila. May mga nagahambal, kaya siya hindi mapapakuna, kaya hindi man tulungin ang epektibo. The only protection that we can get to save our lives, ang muling bakuna. When you have the vaccine, you protect not only yourself, your family, but you protect the entire community. I'm referring to Rojas City and the province of Capiz. And I do hope Kiwanis Club, like any other civic clubs, will work together with the city government. After all, service is the heart of Kiwanis. And we speak about service to humanity, service of all kinds. And this is the service that we need. And also a challenge for us kung paano natin ini bakuna hindi ginatag sa atin. And I do hope Kiwanis Club, most especially ang aton 5 ng mga Kiwanis branches, while other civic clubs will join us in our collective effort na mapapakunahan ang 70% sa ating population. If we attain the 70% vaccine rate for Rojas City, which is our target before the end of the year, we will attain or achieve herd immunity. And that is the best gift we can give to our people in Rojas City. Early Christmas gift to all of us. We have to start the new year right. And the thing is, we have to work together. By 2022, we want the economy back. We want the business be driven again. And we want to live a new normal. And if we only work together and we are sincere and genuine to our commitment of service, then let's do it. I will say, kung kita pagbuliganay, sigurado din malakuwasan natin ini. Salamat na madamo sa aking nalita.
Thank you very much for that very, very inspiring, generous, informative messages to all of us, Mayor Ronnie. And also, thank you also for those challenges you've expressed to the Kiwanis Club of Rojas City, Capiz. Once again, thank you very much. And now we move on to the presentation of plaque of appreciation to our honored guests for tonight. And once again, Mayor Ronnie, I would like to request you to be in front. And I also would like to request the incoming presidents for the presentation of the plaque of appreciation to our honored guests. Incoming president, and first, The presidents of the current presidents of Kiwanis Club of Rojas City, Capiz. And first and foremost, I would like to read you the text of the plaque of appreciation. Kiwanis International, Philippine South District, Division 2B, Kiwanis Clubs of Golden Capiz, Golden Panitenius, Capiz Nightingales, Capiz Entrepreneurs, Ampayo, awards this plaque of appreciation to Mayor Ronnie Divisolion as our guest speaker for tonight. Kiwanis year 2021 and 22, installation of officers. October 29, 2021, Justice J.N. Divisolion Hall, Capiz Mansions, Rojas City, signed Kiwanian J.B. Adelino, Kiwanis Club of Golden Capiz, signed Kiwanian O.D. Advicola, Kiwanis Club of Golden Panitenius, Jen Rose A. Oreta, Kiwanis Club of Nightingales, Jose Fulgencio Del Rosario, Kiwanis Club of Capiz Entrepreneurs, and Jomer D. Dayalo, Kiwanis Club of Ampayo. A round of applause to our honored guest, Mayor Ronnie T. Dalibas. Thank you very much, Presidents and Mayor Ronnie. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we will be entertained another dance number. These are the millennials of Kiwanis Club of Rojas City. Okay.